Hey, I'm Hunt, and this is Hunt on LSU, your channel for LSU Fighting Tiger football talk. Enjoy the video. We want you to leave a comment below, hit that like button, and subscribe right below the video. Enjoy. Corey Raymond will be back in the building where he played his college football, where he coached for almost a decade, molding a really, really strong position group year over year at DBU. And there have been a lot of different reactions to Corey Raymond being rumored to come back to LSU and coming back to LSU. I pay a lot of attention to the LSU fan base on the internet, whether that's a blessing or a curse, whether it's a job requirement or a sickness. I'm not really sure how to qualify that, but it's true. I spend a lot of time on Twitter. I spend a lot of time on the On3 message board. I'm over there on Tiger Droppings. I get text messages. I'm in group text. I get a lot of feedback from a lot of LSU football fans. And quite often, folks that leave, whether it's a recruit who decommits or picks another place or someone that transfers out, coach that leaves, didn't really want him anyway. That's just, if you're going to paint with a broad brush, that's generally the reaction. Anybody that shows up or comes in, great ad, great pickup, huge hire, awesome, this is great. That's just the nature of a fan. And that's okay. Passion's awesome. I'm all for it. But I see it. And there was a thought, and maybe a pervasive thought into the LSU fan base, that Corey Raymond, not that great towards the end. Yeah, a lot of really good secondaries there for a good run, but things tailed off. Good riddance, go to Florida, we don't care. That's what a lot of people felt. And then there are some that say they're frustrated because they felt like, due to reports in the media, that often Corey Raymond was angling for more money from LSU and flirting with other schools routinely so that he could get a raise. And that frustrated people that say, hey, you're from here, you're from New Iberia, you played here, you're a coach here, you got great things going, just keep coaching, you'll get some raises, and just stay there and don't ask for any more money. Okay. And so I think there are some people that say, hey, Corey Raymond did a great job, and I'm bummed out he's going to Florida. That sucks. There was some of that too. Mixed emotions, but I felt the more vocal of those was that, hey, things tailed off, the recruiting wasn't as good, the DB play was bad, the game's passed you by, go to Gainesville and play with Sunbelt Billy. That's fine. So I'll tell you what I thought personally when Corey Raymond left. I thought, that sucks. Because I felt like he had one of the most well-branded, high-level position groups in college football. Oklahoma was rolling through quarterbacks. That was an elite level. Alabama had a run on running backs that was just ridiculous, from Ingram, Richardson, Henry, Yeldon, Jacobs. I mean, you know the list. I mean, but that was a recognizable position group that was just cycling them through. And LSU was doing that at defensive back. And yes, there were your Derek Stinleys and your Tre'Davious Whites that are from right here in the state of Louisiana that you've got to lock up and have play great football for you. But there were also Elias Ricks and Dwight McLaughlin, Jay Ward, Jacoby Stevens, Grant Delpit, that weren't from here. Then LSU was going out and recruiting the highest level defensive back recruits in the country. And that spanned Corey's entire time here at LSU. In 2020, LSU signed Eli Ricks, who was the number 2 corner in the country, number 1, depending on where you looked, and Dwight McLaughlin, who became a high-level SEC defensive back. He was good at LSU, and he played very well at Arkansas on a couple of bad defenses. The year before that, LSU signed Derek Stingley, the number 1 corner in the country. Mo Hampton, who at the time was a huge recruit. Jay Ward, who became a multi-year starter at LSU. Cordell Flott, NFL player. Radarius Jones in that class as well. That didn't pan out, but the year before that, Kelvin Joseph. High-level player. Yeah, right here in the backyard, but high-level player. Ended up moving on, but NFL player. The year before that, Kerry Vincent, Jacoby Stevens, Grant Delpit, those guys were key contributors on a national championship secondary. Christian Fulton was right before that. Those are elite level prospects that Corey Raymond helped bring in. And I felt like LSU in 17, 18, 19 was elite in the secondary. In 2020, that defense stunk. That was a weird year. Derek Stingley missed a lot of it. You had to rely on younger players. 2021, they weren't very good either. And if you want to pin that on Corey Raymond, I'm not going to tell you he did an awesome job. I don't know. The recruiting looked good. The play on the field was not great. I tend to think there were a lot of factors that had to deal with that. Now, you fast forward to what LSU put on the field in 2023, and that was very, very poor. And as we've said a million times about that defense, it was not one thing. It was everything. I don't think the players on LSU's defense were at the level of LSU's elite defenses. I don't think the scheme was good. I don't think the execution was good. I don't think the tackling was good. That goes from stopping the run to rushing the passer to coverage, that's zone, that's man. All of it was bad. But I think, personally, the biggest reason LSU was not very good on defense was that the players were not at the level they needed to be. That is not to suggest that everything else is off the hook. I just told you it was all bad. But I think the level of talent was not up to standard at LSU. You can disagree, and that's okay. Reasonable minds can differ. I'm just telling you how I think. And I do believe that adding Corey Raymond to this staff will help that problem. Because I still believe that Corey Raymond can put on purple and gold, go into living rooms, whether it's in Denham Springs, Shreveport, the West Bank of New Orleans, or Charlotte, North Carolina, or L.A., and say, hey, this is DBU. This is what we've done here. This is what we're going to do. Come play for us. And while it's a different recruiting landscape than it was 6, 7, 8 years ago, I believe he can still do it. And he got Wardell Mack right out of New Orleans to commit to Florida. And they suck. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be a guy who knows the ins and outs of DB coaching. I don't know what great hand technique and how to flip your hips and what the best way to communicate zone defense is. And I'm not the greatest talent evaluator in the world. I'm just telling you what I know. I know what he did. I know what his role was on that coaching staff. I know that he's been gone for 2 years, and I think can come in and help LSU's defense get significantly better. That's what I think. I think this is a good hire. I think Bo Davis is a good hire. I like the Blake Baker hire. And all of these guys that Brian Kelly is bringing in have Louisiana ties, have background in recruiting, have been known as strong recruiters, and have developed elite-level college players into NFL draft picks and eventual pros. That's happened across the board here. Bo Davis has done it wherever he's been. LSU, Alabama, Texas. Corey Raymond did it at LSU. Didn't have time to do it at Florida. But like I said, he had Wardell Mack committed. Blake Baker, even in his track record at Damone Clark. Boom. He's playing in the NFL every Sunday. So it's not a quick fix with this defense. I do not think LSU is going to field a top 25 defense in college football next year. If they do, I'll be really pleasantly surprised, and I'll be doing a pregame show for some playoff games. I don't think that's going to happen, but I would love it. But I think they're laying a foundation that makes a lot of sense. Nothing is a sure thing in this sport. Now that Nick Saban's moved on, maybe outside of Athens, Georgia, there's just not anything that's for sure. But you play the odds. And the odds tell me that Corey Raymond can come to Baton Rouge in that office, recruit elite-level talent, and put a good product on the field. I like the hire. I'm hopeful for the LSU defense. I'm excited about the direction of the offense, and I think the football program is in good hands right now. It's hard. It's hard to be really good at college football, but this feels like a good move yesterday. Remains to be seen, and I don't think anybody in Baton Rouge or within the LSU fan base is going to be quick to change their opinion. If you're completely anti-Corey Raymond because of the end of his tenure and leaving to go to Florida and all that kind of stuff, I doubt yesterday changed your mind. If you're in my camp, you're going to have to see some evidence to the contrary to change your mind. Everybody's probably dug in, but I'm telling you where I sit. I think it's a good thing for LSU to bring Corey Raymond back and to recruit defensive backs, develop them, and help this defense recover from the disaster that was 2023. Hey, thanks for watching Hunt on LSU. Before you get out of here, do us a couple of favors. Hit that like button, leave your comments below, and subscribe to the channel for all your Fighting Tiger football talk. See you next time.